Hello, student. How are you? I think you all well. Today's lesson is a Indian mythology. आप इंडिया के मैटर पे हमारा जो सोशल कस्टम्स है एंड अदर्स जैसे कास्ट सिस्टम religion system and other we discuss about in these topics of Indian fraternities. Indian society is characterized by a complex, interlocking structure where mythology, religion, caste, social customs, culture, social structure, and patriarchy reinforce one another. A critical analysis reveals how these elements converge to establish and maintain a deeply hierarchical and gendered social order. Mythology and religion, foundation of hierarchy. Indian mythology and religious texts, particularly those associated with Hinduism, provide the ideological groundwork for the social structure. Cosmogonic myth and the caste system in the Indian society, the concept of the Varna system, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, is often uh, tracked back to the Purusha Sukta of the Rig Veda, a hymn that describes the creation of the cosmos from a primordial being, Purusha. The four Varna are said to have emerged from different parts of the Purusha body head, arms, thighs, and feet, lending a divine section to the hierarchical ranking and occupational segregation. In our societies, correlated the field of villages that dramas, comedies, and others that religious philosophy centers on dharma, righteous conduct or duty. This is often interpreted contextually, meaning an individual's dharma is defined by their caste and gender. This theological framework legitimizes fixed roles and duties, making non adherence a moral or religious failing. Patriarchal ideals, texts like the Manusmriti prescribed rigged gender roles, asserting that women must be dependent on and protected by male relatives throughout their lives. That means fathers, husbands, and sons. Will mythological figure like powerful goddess like Durga's Kali that exist, the dominant social narrative often highlights a goddess like Sita or Savitri, whose primarily virtues are seen as devotion, sacrifice, and submission to their husbands, reinforcing the ideal of the self effacing pure images of women that our Indian mythological of that caste and social structure, the stratified order, the caste system that correlated in a Varna and Jati, is the most enduring features of India's social structure, regulating every aspect of social life. Ascribed status and endogamy, caste is a closed system of stratification, meaning status, is determined by birth, ascribed status. The practice of endogamy, marrying within one's own caste or subcaste jati, is rigorously enforced to maintain caste purity, thereby restricting social mobility and solidifying the hierarchy. That our Indian society, that purity and pollution and the system is fundamentally based on a gradient of ritual purity and pollution. The Brahmins, priests, and the scholars are at the top considered the most pure, while the Dalit, formerly untouchable, are at the bottom, historically assigned occupation, deemed polluting, like manual scavenging, working with dead animals, and subjected to extreme exclusion. Reinforcement across religions. Although rooted in Hindu tradition, caste based distinction and practices have influenced or been observed in other religious communities in India, including Christianity, Islam, and Sikhism, illustrating its deep culture embeddedness. Patriarchy, culture, and social custom in our Indian socialism. In that case, patriarchy is the systematic dominance of men in political leadership, moral authority, social privilege, and property control. Is intrinsically linked with caste and culture laws. Brahminical patriarchy. This concept, coined by feminist scholars, argue that caste and gender hierarchy are the organizing principles of the Brahminical social order. It highlights how the subordination of women, particularly the control of their sexuality and reproductive role, is crucial for maintaining caste purity and patrilineal succession, like passing property and lineage through the father's line. Culture's tools for control. Cultures and social customs are pervasive tools for perpetuating patriarchy. That Indian phenomena like family structure, the joint family structure common in traditional India is typical patriarchal. It is based of male dominated and patriarchal. Uh, bride moves to her husband's family homes. The eldest male holds supreme authority in our Indian family's structure. Gender division of labor, that means women are confined primarily to the private spheres like the home, domestic work, caregiving, and extra. And extra. Will men dominate the public sphere, employment, politics, public, and rituals. Indian phenomena like society offer control of women's life cycles. Women's lives are often controlled by male relatives from birth to death. Customs like the dowry systems, preference for sons, and restriction on mobility and interaction all serve to limit women's autonomies. Marriages are typical alliance between families, not individuals, and women are often seen as gateways into the caste system, making their conduct critical to the family's honors. Like izzat. That means Hindi is called. And the others, socialization in Indian societies is deeply ingrained beliefs about gender roles. Women as inherently nurturing, emotional, and submissive. Men as rational, strong, and dominant are taught through socialization, ensuring the transmission of patriarchal value across generations. It is all about the Indian phenomena societies, our structure, and like that poetry, drama, religion, and others. Okay. I hope you understood all. Thank you.